Dawn breaks over the Strait of Hormuz. Sun glints off the water. Small boats scatter like insects. Engines whining. Waves splashing. You hear them first, then see them. Fast, erratic, dangerous. Above, a rotor hums low, slow, deliberate. Not a jet scream, not invisible. An AH-64 Apache glides over the narrow channel, titanium cockpit catching the rising light. Inside, the pilot grips the controls, knuckles white, eyes dart. Every shadow counts. Every ripple in the water is a threat. Below, the sea looks calm, deceptive calm. One misstep, one engine flare from a hidden boat. Chaos. But the Apache doesn't rush. Circling, observing, tracking, waiting. Thousands of targets have already been hit. Over 7,000. Each strike precise. Each movement calculated. And today will be bigger. The helicopters rotate, refuel, rearm. Ground crews move like clockwork. Barely a pause between sorties. The question lingers. In this tightly controlled sky, can any traditional blockade strategy still work? Can Iran move freely, or does every attempt get seen, tracked, neutralized? The air is thick with heat, rotors, and tension. Every second counts. Every shadow is watched. The Strait of Hormuz is narrow, really narrow, less than 25 miles wide at its tightest point. Ships squeeze through in a steady line, tankers carrying nearly a third of the world's oil. One wrong move, one mine, and everything halts. Prices spike. Economies wobble. On the Iranian coast, small harbors dot the shoreline. Fast attack craft, mobile missile launchers, radar stations. Everything is built for control, denial. For decades, this has been a choke point, one of the most strategically sensitive in the world. From the Gulf side, desert stretches to the horizon. Forward operating bases pepper the sand, camouflaged, humming with activity. Helicopters taxi out. Engines start. Crews check every system. Every sortie is choreographed, timed, measured. The air feels tense, charged with possibility. Historically, attempts to block this passage have relied on mines, fast boats, and coastal artillery. Iran knows the terrain. Narrow channels, islands, hidden inlets. Perfect for surprise. But the modern battlefield is different. Digital sensors, real-time targeting, and constant air patrols shift the balance. Every hour, global oil markets watch. Any delay in the flow could add billions to shipping costs, raise fuel prices, and ripple across economies from Tokyo to New York. Energy security is fragile. Dependence is high. The stakes aren't just military, they're economic, political, and global. Here, technology meets geography. The Apache helicopters operate low, slow enough to see every shadow, every movement. They combine speed, firepower, and sensors. The environment is complex, constricted, unforgiving. Any adversary trying to block the strait must contend with every angle, above, below, along the coastline. And yet, despite the narrowness, the potential for chaos is enormous. A single miscalculation, a delayed response, a misread signal, instant disaster. The operational tempo is relentless. Maintaining control over Hormuz is not just about firepower. It's about coordination, endurance, and precision. And the question hangs in the air. Can traditional blockade tactics survive against a system designed to see, track, and respond instantly? Or is the old playbook already obsolete? 1. Forced concentration and low-altitude air dominance. The desert is quiet, too quiet, then rotors. Dozens of Apache helicopters lift off almost simultaneously. Engines vibrate the sand. Pilots scan. Every movement in the water, every shoreline inlet, every shadow dock is tracked. Flying low gives them an edge. They see small boats zigzagging, mobile missile launchers shifting along the coast. Visual confirmation is immediate. Sensors back it up, radar, FLIR, laser targeting, all feeding into a shared digital picture. Command centers monitor every movement in real time. The effect? Traditional blockade methods, mines, fast attack craft, surprise strikes, become nearly impossible. A fast boat tries to slip through. Detected immediately, target locked, missile fired, 30mm cannon cleans up. The sequence takes seconds. Repeat this over dozens of sorties, over hours, over days. The cost of attempting a blockade skyrockets. 2. High-tempo operational rotations. Air dominance isn't just about one helicopter in the air. It's about continuous presence. While some Apaches hover over the strait, others rotate in from nearby bases. Engines warm, missiles loaded, cannons checked, fuel topped. Crews barely pause. Another unit is already climbing to altitude, taking the place of the first. Ground crews move like clockwork. Tools clatter, engines hiss, ammunition clicks into place. Every Apache returns to the air at peak combat readiness. There's no downtime. Gaps in coverage? Almost none. This rotational tempo turns tactical advantage into persistent strategic dominance. Any enemy movement is observed and countered before it fully materializes. 3. Integrated sensors and real-time targeting. Inside the cockpit, it's a digital ballet. Displays flicker. Thermal cameras highlight heat signatures on the water. Radar identifies approaching fast boats. Laser designators mark targets for precision strikes. Communications link the helicopters, drones, and command centers. An Iranian drone crosses the channel. Instantly tracked. Sensors feed the trajectory. Missile fired. Target destroyed before it reaches effective range. Mobile launcher spotted hiding behind an island? Same process. This is not random. It's methodical, repeatable, overwhelming. The system anticipates, not reacts. 4. Complex terrain and threat neutralization. Hormuz isn't open ocean. Islands, narrow channels, hidden inlets. Every twist in the geography is a potential ambush point. The Apache's low-speed maneuverability is crucial. They circle, hover, adjust. Visual confirmation complements digital feeds. Fast attack craft try to swarm. The helicopters coordinate, channeling threats into predictable paths. Coastal defenses fire. Missiles intercept. Cannon follow-ups finish. Every threat is managed in layers. Each layer adds delay, cost, and risk for the adversary. 5. Hypothetical what-if scenarios. What if Iran tried a concentrated strike with dozens of fast boats? Already mapped. Already monitored. Engagement sequences pre-planned. They would be spotted within seconds. High-density Apache patrols would converge. Precision strikes neutralize threats before full deployment. What if a blockade attempted to plant mines in narrow channels? Sensors detect disturbances immediately. Drones provide overwatch. Mines intercepted or neutralized. The window for surprise is gone. What if coastal missile batteries attempt harassment? Apaches coordinate counter-battery fire, strike before launch, track mobile units. The kill chain, detect, track, engage, destroy, operates seamlessly. 6. Logistical backbone. All this is possible because of logistics. Fuel, ammunition, repairs, spare parts. Ground crews at forward bases work with minimal downtime. Rocket pods reloaded, cannons cleaned, targeting systems recalibrated. Every sortie is prepped as the previous one lands. It's a continuous cycle. No pause, no gap. The helicopters, crews, sensors, and command systems are an integrated organism. Blockade attempts are stifled not just by firepower, but by sheer operational continuity. 7. Psychological and strategic impact. For any adversary, the psychological effect is enormous. You can't hide. You can't wait. Every move is visible, tracked, countered. Risk of loss skyrockets. The operational tempo, visibility, and firepower transform Hormuz into a near-impenetrable corridor. The broader lesson here: dominance isn't just about hitting targets. It's about seeing first, acting fast, and never leaving gaps. Any attempt at a traditional blockade becomes not only dangerous, but strategically unviable. Control over the Strait of Hormuz isn't just about helicopters and missiles. It's about global leverage. Nearly 1/3 of the world's oil passes through this narrow waterway. Any disruption, intentional or accidental, ripples through economies thousands of miles away. Fuel prices spike in Asia. Shipping costs surge in Europe. Inflation indicators in the U.S. tick upward. One small miscalculation can trigger worldwide economic tremors. History offers lessons. In 1973, during the oil embargo, shipping disruptions sent prices soaring, economies wobbling, and geopolitical tensions spiking. More recently, even brief threats in the Gulf have triggered immediate market reactions. The modern battlefield in Hormuz illustrates the same principle. Control the choke point, and you control global stakes. But now, modern technology changes the equation. Air dominance, continuous surveillance, and precision strike capabilities turn what used to be a gamble for a would-be blocker into a nearly impossible mission. This is also a lesson in force integration and sustainability. Tactical advantages fade quickly if they aren't maintained. The U.S. operational model, rotating helicopters, persistent patrols, integrated sensors, and rapid logistical support, transforms temporary superiority into lasting strategic dominance. Other actors in similar choke points must consider it's no longer enough to have a few assets in place. Enduring control requires constant presence, rapid response, and real-time intelligence. Geographically, Hormuz highlights the challenge of narrow waterways. Similar strategic passages, Malacca, Suez, Bosporus, can be disrupted with minimal resources if the opposing force lacks modern surveillance and rapid response systems. The lesson is clear. Choke points magnify both opportunity and vulnerability. Mastery over them demands technology, coordination, and endurance. Finally, there's a broader geopolitical lesson. Power projection is not only measured in firepower, but in the ability to deny freedom of movement while maintaining your own flexibility. In Hormuz, the Apaches and integrated systems don't just attack, they shape the operational environment, restricting the opponent's options before they even materialize. This proactive dominance changes the calculus for any adversary considering a blockade or asymmetric maneuver. In essence, Hormuz illustrates how modern military strategy intersects with global economics and logistics. Tactical supremacy becomes strategic influence, operational tempo becomes deterrence, and technological integration becomes a force multiplier far beyond the immediate battlefield. The Strait of Hormuz is narrow, but its significance is immense. Controlling it isn't just a tactical feat, it's a statement of strategic power. What happens here ripples across the globe. Every tanker, every shipment, every ripple in the water is watched. Every shadow counts. And today, modern air dominance, persistent surveillance, and seamless operational cycles make traditional blockades almost impossible. The lesson is clear. Dominance isn't just about firepower. It's about presence, anticipation, and endurance. You can strike once, you can strike fast. But lasting influence comes from sustaining control, monitoring every movement, and acting before the enemy even thinks to act. For those who watch, whether strategists, policymakers, or global citizens, Hormuz is a reminder. Choke points are leverage. Technology amplifies reach. Tempo dictates success. And any misstep can cascade far beyond the immediate battlefield. The helicopters hover, engines humming, rotors slicing the air. Shadows move below. The world watches. And in that narrow, tense corridor, the balance of power is made and maintained one observation, one sortie, one precise strike at a time. The question remains, in a modern digitized battlefield, who truly controls the game?